I'm climbing this very large black oak. And you may not be able to see me yet. I miscalculated on which lens to bring for the camera. And so I had to position the camera very, very far away, extremely far away, to get enough of the tree into the shot. So you can't see the bottom half of the tree. But I think I'm in the shot now because I can kind of see the camera. Anyways, let me just get a little higher. Ugh. This is very convenient for me as an opportunity to use my rock climbing gloves and shoes to climb such a very large tree. And it's a great feeling, especially on such a beautiful day. I'm sure you can see me now because I can see the camera clearly. This is a very strange experience for me because I'm used to this tree being in the middle of a forest. But that forest is now gone. Well, some of it remains in the distance there, but this section that this tree was in the middle of, let me just adjust this so that, there we go. Hopefully you can hear me okay. This is a good spot to sit. I wanted to go higher, but I don't want to spend the video climbing the tree. Anyways, things change. This forest has changed. This tree used to be in the middle of a pine forest, and now all the pines are gone. But the tree remains. And this is why it has this shape, with all of these large dead branches, including this one that I'm sitting on right now. Because it was in the middle of that forest, thick, dense forest, and so it had to reach up as high as possible, as quickly as possible. Hopefully that wind isn't too bad on the microphone. It's very windy, which is really beautiful. Not so beautiful for sound recording though. Anyways, let's get on to the main thing. An awful lot has happened this year. Well, it started late last year. And it's all come to fruition now for me. It all began with the rebirth of Zulu Matrix, when I inadvertently opened a can, if you will, of worms. When I made a video talking about wanting to redo hyperspace to add it to the soundtrack of my film, obviously. The Real and the Unreal. And next thing you know, my whole life turns upside down. And in the words of Bugs Bunny, I'm not upside down, Doc. You are. And it was actually the other way around. I was upside down. But not anymore. A lot of things have happened. And I want to share with you the net result of it and how it could be a factor in your life as well, in your own particular set of circumstances on the path that you are traveling. Boy, I hope the wind isn't battering the microphone. I'm going to adjust it slightly. There. That should be better. Everything changed in that instant, and I've shared a lot of that in videos on this channel. over the last almost year. And now it's come full circle. And it's interesting because it has happened in sync with the changing of the seasons. It's the beginning of the second week of September, and everything is now settling down, getting ready for fall, and more than anything else right now, I'm dealing with harvest, especially of the peaches. It's been an amazing season for peaches. And so this change of speed in my routine, in my daily life, has brought to the forefront for me how I have, over the course of this last, I don't know what it's been, let's say 10 months, everything has gotten off balance in my life. And I was so swept away, especially by the excitement around Zulu Matrix. And that's the key of all of this. Is when things are happening in your life and they get that excitement, especially when that excitement is interwoven, interlaced with novelty, something new. Or in the case of Zulu Matrix, something very old that became new again. After all, it's been 30 years, almost 31, since I did the original. And now it has come back and turned my life upside down with all of the excitement and even novelty, especially because of the way that I redid it with modern technology, with current, contemporary technology. Beware of this. When things are happening in your life that have that sense of novelty and excitement, it can blind you to the way that you could lose balance as a result. It even knocked me off the beam, if you will, the balancing beam, like the one that I'm straddling right now. It knocked me off the beam of Zen. There have been several different interactions that I've had with people over the course of this Zulu Matrix fiasco. And they all had what could be described as negative outcomes. That's not a very Zen word, but I just want to be brief. And so to save time, we'll just call it negative. And it shone a light for me on how blind humanity has become today. The way that people now seem to think that it's good to harm each other for their own self-interest. And this further strengthened this imbalance. It made it worse for me. And it's very interesting the way that many different facets of different aspects of the path that I'm on right now all came together last week. And now here I am, balance restored, shaded by a cloud, making me glad that I wore this sweater. For it's very warm in the sun, but not so warm when there's a cloud overhead. The balance is restored, and when I felt myself being at ease again, because I had let go of everything. No more thinking about Zulu Matrix, no more thinking about the studio at all, no more thinking about stewardship and all the rest of that and the chestnuts and everything else. Just, I dropped everything, all of it. And I had this incredible meditation. This moment that turned into eternity. It was an eternal moment of Satori just the other day. Saying, welcome back to the balance, to the middle way. And it felt so incredible. And the funny thing is that now that incredible feeling is perpetual. It's eternal. And it's exactly the way I felt a year ago. So I'm back to where I was, but with new wisdom. And that's what I want to share with you. So now that I've gotten all of that setup out of the way, let's focus for a moment on that wisdom that I want to share with you. We are living in a time that is unprecedented in human history. There's never been so much uncertainty as there is now. And it is eroding people's spirit. The spirit meaning the breath. The breath of the infinite, the breath of the divine, the breath of the sacred. This sacred tree, this sacred moment, this sacred balance. And the requirement for you, for anyone, to have that balance is exactly nothing. And it is very interesting how it can seem impossible to have that nothing, to be that nothing. But the only thing that is getting in the way is you, the self. Now, this is where we would, if I kept going along those lines, we would move to my second channel, which is all about freedom without the self, where I do deeper dives into these sorts of things, which is exactly what I will be doing with this topic for my next video on that channel. So if you want to go deeper into that, check out that channel for the next video. But I will continue without going deeper in that particular pool. That hopelessness that everyone feels because of the uncertainty that everyone is facing, and that everyone, the everyone that I refer to, includes the architects and the engineers of that uncertainty. They are not exempt. It's affecting everyone and everything. I'm trying to shield the microphone from the wind. I hope it's working, because that wind is just incredible and it's beautiful. This tree is so solid that it's not budging. Not 1 millimeter. And that wind is just ripping. And this is how, oh my, wow. This is the perfect allegory for what's going on right now. The tree is me. The tree is you. And the wind is the uncertainty. The wind is the anxiety that's just howling all around you. Let it. Just let it howl and let it run wild, and it'll just keep on going. Eventually it will stop and it will be calm again. The key is to be at balance. This tree is in perfect balance. The strength is in the balance. Your strength is in the balance. Be at balance. Fear is the product of imbalance. It's like, now that I'm wearing my rock climbing shoes and my rock climbing gloves, it reminds me of experiences that I had free climbing, including the very last time that I was free climbing on Canada's tallest mountain. And feeling so confident and so at ease and so beautiful until I miscalculated and I lost my balance. And when that happened, it just took that split second. I was going to snap my fingers, but I can't with these gloves on. In that split second, and here we are now, the wind has slowed, at least for now. When I lost my balance, fear kicked in. And then there was danger. Only when there was fear, only when everything lost its balance, I lost my balance, I was fine, obviously, here I am. But I had to recenter myself, to regain my balance. And when we face every moment of our lives as though we were hanging off of the side of a mountain with only our fingers and toes, and calm, serene balance to keep us alive, when we face every moment in that state as though we were, because we truly are hanging off the side of a mountain, every one of us, for every moment of our lives. And if we are aware of that and stay in that middle way, the Zen way, then it doesn't matter. Uncertainty is irrelevant. Fear is irrelevant. The hostility of others is irrelevant. Tomorrow is irrelevant. This moment is what matters. This moment is when you are alive. I am immersed in peace and joy. Nothing has changed, but everything has changed. Because once again, balance is restored.